Mr. Usman Momo is an assistant director at the Federal Capital Territory Administration in Abuja. He says his schedule of work regularly brings him into constant contact with situations which requires his taking ethically sound decisions. He and other officials of the FCTA are participating in this enlightenment workshop on how public officials could ensure strict compliance when filling their assets declaration form for public officers.
There's a great benefit because it will widen our knowledge on ethics of code of conduct. So it is a great importance for every public servant.
Chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau, Professor Mohammed Issa, says remote tracking of the assets of public officers by the Bureau is being intensified with the aid of technology.
Ignorance of law is not an excuse, but constitutional provision tries to block that inadequacy by mandating the Code of Conduct Bureau to carry out enlightenment campaign on the importance of discharging such obligation in fight against corruption in Nigeria.
When there is order, there is always progress. And we must do all within our respective offices to ensure that we comply 100% with the code that guides our operation and affairs.
The workshop is organized under the auspices of the Reform Coordination and Service Improvement Department of the FCTA. The Code of Conduct Bureau believes that when public officers truthfully declare their assets, they are better protected under the law. In Abuja, Laboderewa, NTA News.
NEMA distributes relief materials to windstorm victims in Sokoto. Sadia in our studio in Sokoto will give us details. Hello, Sadia.
Hello, Elizabeth. Thanks for joining us. Victims of windstorm from Binji and Silami local government areas of Sokoto State have been cautioned against selling relief materials given to them. Director General National Emergency Management Agency, Air Vice Marshal Muhammad retired, gave the warning at the distribution of relief materials to victims in Katami Binji local government areas of Sokoto State. Shehu Muhammad Detti reports.
Wannan karimci da niji na ji daɗi kwarai da gaske.
Mun gode ma Allah, mun ji daɗi, kuma mun gode, kuma Allah ya saka da hairan.
These are a few out of the 3,000 victims of windstorm from Binji and Silame local government areas of Sokoto State. Items distributed include cement, roofing sheets, mattresses, bags of rice, and vegetable oil, among others. The idea is to reduce the effect caused by the windstorm to the victims, by extension, bring succor to them. The relief materials were provided by NEMA and distributed through SEMA. Director General NEMA, Air Vice Marshal Muhammad retired, said the gesture is aimed at cushioning the effect of the windstorm to the affected victims. Represented by Abubakar Yusuf, the Director General commiserated with the victims, saying the materials are free of charge and not for sale.
Depends on the other people's, their own shares are still on the way. The appropriate place procurement for other items, which very soon they are going to distribute to the other beneficiaries.
Member representing Benji Silami Federal Constituency, Mani Meshunko Katemi, applauded President Muhammadu Buhari for granting release of the relief materials through NEMA. He noted that virtually all farmers from the constituency were affected by either flood or windstorm, saying efforts are on to cushion the effect to all affected victims. This is the second gesture for victims of such calamities from Binji and Silame local government areas. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Detti, NTA News.
Now, as part of Ember Month campaign in Kebbi State, the Federal Road Safety Corps has called on secondary school students to be cautious of their movements and observe traffic signs for the safety of their lives. The road safety official stated this during a sensitization campaign to the Emir Harun Rashid College in Birnin Kebbi. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu reports.
As part of the 2020 Ember Month campaign, the Kebbi State Office of the Federal Road Safety Corps enlightens and educates students on road signs to safeguard them from avoidable accidents. The students will also be empowered with the necessary information on how to stay alive and safe by being cautious while on the road. Addressing the students of Emir Haruna Rashid College, Birnin Kebbi, the Public Education Officer, Superintendent Route Commander Uko Oko, said educating school children is part of the course public enlightenment efforts to equip citizens with road safety tips.
We're educating them to tell their daddies and their mommies when they are driving, they should use their seatbelt. Because if they don't use their seatbelt, they might be involved in a crash. And if they are involved in a crash, who will then pay their school fees?
The vice principal of the school, Usman Adama Isgogo, thanked the Federal Road Safety Co. for educating the children on road safety tips, adding that it will go a long way in reducing road crashes in the state.
Safety first in all things we do. Even in our laboratories, science laboratories, we always tell you safety first.
Some of the students said they are now better equipped on road science and traffic rules.
I understand how can enlighten my parents when I go back home. How can they drive their cars safely?
The enlightenment team also engaged staff of the school on traffic rules and regulations. In Benin Kebi, Abdullah Omar Illalu, NTA News.
And that's it from here. It's back to Elizabeth in Abuja.
Thanks so much, Sadia. And out to science and technology, the Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Bunaya Onu, has called on Nigerian youths to join hands with government and political leaders to build the Nigeria of their dream. The minister gave the advice in Enugu when he received an award as the firmest political leader in Igbo land. Jude Abugu has details.
The minister, who was bestowed the honor in recognition of his track records of excellence in politics and leadership, as well as the significant role he plays in ensuring political stability in the zone, reminded the youths of the important roles they play in community development and nation building. He encouraged them to continue to deploy their energy, intelligence, creativity, and entrepreneurial spirit in the development of their communities and the nation at large.
When we are able to produce most of our needs at home and export the surplus to other nations, we will win the war for economic independence.
He advised the youths to shun violence, crimes, and negative vices, but to support the present administration in addressing the challenges of unemployment and youth restiveness in the country through their participation in science, technology, and innovation. The minister expressed optimism that through collective efforts of all Nigerians, patriotism, commitment, dedication, and selflessness on the part of the nation's political leaders, Nigeria will overcome her present challenges to attain greatness. In Enugu, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on NTA. Time now to join our studio in Markudi for more reports on Nationwide.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Good evening and welcome to Markudi. Festive periods such as the Yuletide usually come with certain challenges, including crimes of various forms. This is the situation residents of Markudi, the Benue State capital, and other parts of the state are grappling with, as sundry crimes have continued to increase in recent times. Sandra Dowese Akeme takes a look at the security situation and efforts by authorities to contain it.
Cases of various acts of criminality have recently been on the increase in Markudi and other parts of the state, giving residents nightmares. Some residents who have fallen victims at the new GRA Markudi have expressed fears over the return of such criminal activities, which have escalated with the coming of the Yuletide season.
All my household items, television sets, radio sets, and some other kitchen items, gas cookers and all that being stolen from the house.
I woke up to see my car, bonnet was open, the boot was open, and the battery was removed.
To tackle this menace and ensure a crime-free festive period and beyond, the Benue State Police Commissioner Mohammed Garba Mukada says the command has received security reports of such crimes and that more security personnel are being deployed to flashpoints and other prone areas to arrest the perpetrators and prevent further occurrences.
We'll be raiding all black spots and criminal hideouts. We'll be recovering a lot of things. most especially arms and ammunition. We've been arresting these boys that are involved in snatching of motorcycles from Okada riders.
The command also paraded 7 suspects for alleged illegal possession of firearms and ammunition as part of its war against crimes in the states. In Makudi, Sandra Doisi Akeme, NTA News.
Over 1.5 million women across the 23 local government areas of Benue State have been vaccinated against tetanus in the statewide campaign. Correspondent Blessing Omeche Ebute, who monitored the exercise, reports that women and girls between ages 15 to 49 were the beneficiaries.
According to statistics provided by the World Health Organization, Nigeria is one of the 18 countries yet to eliminate maternal and neonatal tetanus, which they say accounts for up to 20% of child and maternal mortality in the country. It is to stem this tide that the Benue State Ministry of Health and Human Services embarked on a 5-day free massive vaccination of women in their reproductive age in the 23 local government areas of the state.
And I thank government for the injection, because these have reduced the death of pregnant women and newborn babies.
Tetanus is killing young girls like me and women. We want to thank government for the free injection.
Though 39 council wards were not adequately covered during the exercise, a mop-up was conducted to ensure effective coverage.
So if all women of reproductive age are vaccinated, fully vaccinated and protected against tetanus, means you have eliminated maternal and neonatal tetanus. Maternal as in the woman, neonatal as in the newborn baby.
This is the first out of the 5 stipulated rounds of the vaccine that guarantees life immunity from maternal and neonatal tetanus. In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
That's it from Makudi. It's back to you, Elizabeth, in Abuja for continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you so much, Verim. As COVID-19 pandemic ravages the world's economy, including Nigeria, the federal government is to launch an intervention program to help the low-income earners in the area of housing, tagged National Social Housing Program. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria are optimistic that the program will succeed in view of strategies put in place for its implementation. Ikemini Williams reports.
One of the program identifies cooperatives as already existing capacity within the society. They're in excess, as he said, of 20 million Nigerians at various cadres earning millions of naira. So the idea is that the cooperative present a ready platform of aggregating, identifying and aggregating demand.
Femi Adewale, Managing Director, Family Homes Fund, speaking on the partnership with Cooperative Federation of Nigeria to bridge the housing deficit, especially for low-income earners. He says the National Social Housing Program is a heavily policy-driven initiative aimed at improving the quality of lives of Nigerians. Low-income earners can benefit from the program and get a house at a cost as low as 2 million naira for a 2-bedroom apartment with a 15-year minimum payment mode.
It sounds ridiculous, but we've been able to achieve with a lot of concessions in terms of access to free land.
The construction of the houses will be completed within a timeline of 3 years, will provide 6 jobs per house.
Working about 25 days a week, that's about 75,000 naira per month, is putting real money in the hands of real people. But beyond that is also invigorating our almost dead and comatose manufacturing sector, particularly in the built environment. Some is not within our power, but we're seriously advocating. And as I said, we've got very strong supportive airs to ensure that that will happen.
While Tajuddin Ayola, President Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, applauds the initiative, he expresses the interest of his members to partake in quality control amongst other concerns.
The commitment with which we are talking now should be the same thing with which it should be implemented.
The guests say Nigerians should trust the process as it is different from the rest and assure them of its sustainability as it is not solely dependent on the government of the day. Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
Talking sports now, Dominion Cup discovers burning talents for the national teams in Lagos. Olumide Oguntola has this and more on Sports Updates.
About 32 teams participated in the maiden edition of Dr. Daniel Olukoya football tournament, tagged Dominion Cup. In the under-15 final, Greater Tomorrow FC defeated God's Grace FC 5-4 via penalties, while under-20 final saw Layinka Football Club beat Makoko FC by a lone goal.
The raw talent that you see at this level is very exciting.
What we are doing now is to reposition the youth of Nigeria and even beyond.
Trophies, medals and cash prizes were presented to the winners. Still on football, the second edition of the Reunion and Awards of Police Mansion football team has held in Lagos, featuring a novelty football match between the men and the women's team. It created a platform for players who once played for the team to reunite after many years. The Police Mansion football team also celebrated its former players who have made the country proud in the past.
Some of them see themselves for over 15, 18 years ago, but you see they still play like a team.
Coming out here gives you another sense of belongings. You don't forget what you did in the past.
From the Nigerian Women Football League, Week 2 fixtures slated for Wednesday indicate that Robo Queens will host Osun Babes. Pelican Stars will trade tackles with Ibom Angels, while Abia Angels will be the guests of Royal Queens, among other matches. In basketball, River Dragons of Lagos have emerged champions of the first edition of Light It Up Basketball Championship, held at the Lupeju Park Basketball Court, with a 41-35 points victory over Warlords from Abeokuta. Nkechi Babes won the female event with 34-23 points at the expense of their counterparts from Ogun State, the War Queens.
Winning is good, yeah? So it's not going to end here. From here, we're going forward.
If you play often, then definitely you're going to improve on your skills, and that's what we're trying to achieve here.
The event also pitched Unilag against Border Veterans in a novelty match. With Sports Update, Olumide Oguntola, NT News.